My nasal nature today. I've got the lurgy, but getting over it now. And one of the things that I've been emphasizing all through these so many years is for people to speak their truth, to say what they believe to be true, to say what they believe to be right. And of course, when you say that, especially if you're ahead of the curve, you're going to get pushback. You're going to get called mad, or dangerous, or bitter, or whatever, negative. But if what you say has validity, it will eventually be shown to be so. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't. But if you don't speak your truth, and then what you would have said happens, and you say, oh, I knew that, I knew this was coming. Oh, yeah, of course you did, mate. So you speak your truth, and you take the consequences of it. Not that that shouldn't matter. They'll think something else tomorrow. And then you see what happens. And there are some things, like Donald Trump and Elon Musk, where I've said things and got massive, massive pushback, criticism, demonization, that wasn't a guess, wasn't a punt. It was a gimme. After 35 years of this, I'm in my 36 now, nearly. There are some things that are so clear that you know they're going to happen. And what we have been seeing in recent days is what Elon Musk, for one, really is. He's a con man. He's conning you. He is a multi-billionaire, hundreds of billions, brackets officially, and he has been imposing his will in an ever more expanded way. And Mr. Free Speech Absolutist, I'm a free speech absolutist, I am. What does that mean? It means I'll censor anyone I don't agree with, which is what's been happening. And I'll come to that later in the dot connector. And then there's Donald Trump. So many people that supported Donald Trump now, not all of them, a lot of them are doubling down in the hope that he'll do what he said he would do. But a lot of people are looking at his picks for his government and his statements on various things, some of which I'm going to come into now. And they're going, what happened to the Trump that I voted for? And this is what we're seeing. I've been trying to get this across now for so long. There's a changing of the guard, a changing of the cult-controlled guard, whereby the obvious, blatant politicians that are serving the cult agenda, serving the woke and the climate change and all the rest of it, mass immigration, they are starting to be replaced. Now, what's happening, and there's no better example of this than Alex Jones, is that the alternative media central core is reading this massively wrongly, I would suggest, as we're winning. It's Elon. He's transformed the world. Trump's the savior. But actually, all it is a different route to the same end. Because take the American situation, if Kamala Harris had got in and pushed the agenda, then the pushbackers, who call themselves the right, the MAGA, would have been pushing back on her all the time. See, told you, this is what we told you she'd do. So what you do to pull the pushbackers in is you sell it to them in a different way. So you have Trump come along and just tell them what they want to hear. It's not what he's going to do. He'll do kind of some of it because he can't not do any of it. It'd be too obvious, but he's not going to do most of it. And you have Musk come in. Musk, who positioned himself long time ago as the skeptic about AI, it could be dangerous, could be the end of humanity, and has since just rolled out more and more AI. Crazy. And now we have Musk's mate, David Sachs, appointed to be the driver of AI policy and Bitcoin policy in the Trump administration. We have Musk's mate, Peter Thiel, provides through Palantir technology for the intelligence community and the Pentagon, etc., and overseas intelligence networks as well. And we have Peter Thiel's mate, lots of mateys here, J.D. Vance as the vice president, officially. And we have Musk, along with this guy, Vivek Ramaswamy, or Vivek Ramaswamy, as I call him, who are being given the job of deregulation and of making government more efficient. So what does this mean? It means, in terms of deregulation, deregulating all those things that would slow down, at the very least, the playing out of AI control and the fusion of AI with humans. Efficiency, it means basically handing over power over government to $100 billionaire or 100 billionaires like Musk. And so what we're going to see is this, because we're closing in on this inauguration of Trump now. We're going to see some things done which the MAGA will like. And they're going to go, see, told you, he's doing it. And it will be a mild version of what he said, but that will be the diversion. Oh, look, we're winning. And over here, you're going to have the AI control agenda and the digital agenda rolled out at a very fast speed, aiming towards this key year for them of having so much in place of 2030. And like I say, already, even before they've officially come to office, many people in the MAGA arena have gone, hold on a minute, we never voted for this. Others, of course, are quite happy for Trump and Musk to do exactly the same as the Democrats did because it's our side doing it now, so it's okay. So, that's terrible. That Soros is manipulating with his billions. Okay. Oh, that Bill Gates. Oh, have you seen him? He's doing all this stuff and the billions. And oh, look what Elon's doing with his billions. Naivety. The human disease. Soros, Gates, Schwab, Musk, Trump, Ramaswamy, Vance, Thiel, Mark Andreessen, David Sachs, all on the same team using different rhetoric to make you think they're not. The outcome? The same. So here's one of the strange things that suddenly appeared in this week, although it's been kind of indicated before, but it's come more to prominence this week. Trump says he wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico and doesn't rule out using military on Panama Canal and Greenland. So he wants Canada to become a state of the United States. He wants to take back the Panama Canal by force if necessary, and he wants to take control of Greenland by force if necessary. And he wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico. I'll do this as soon as I can when I come to office. Oh, really? Do you think that maybe all the homeless people in the streets might just be a bigger priority, Mr. Trump, than renaming the Gulf of Mexico? Oh, no, because the Gulf of Mexico renaming, that kind of appeals to my MAGAs. And I'm scamming them, so I want them on board. People sleeping in the streets, well, no, not interested. Donald Trump did not rule out using military force to take control of the Panama Canal and Greenland, and announced a bold plan to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Changes everything. The president-elect, 78, announced his threat of coercion on the global stage and the name swap during a wild and wide-ranging press conference at Mar-a-Lago. Just 13 days before the inauguration, he said the United States was entering the golden age, which is occult symbolism, by the way, and will take off like a rocket ship. One of Musk's, I take it. When he gets the keys back to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, he said as well that the United States needs Greenland for national security. You need it for the resources and the fact it's part of the cult plan, which I'll come to as we go along. And questioned whether Denmark had any legal right or interest in the territory. He said that if Denmark tried to hold on to Greenland, they would face heavy economic tariffs. There you go, man that believes in freedom. Freedom of thought and freedom of action without tyrants imposing their will upon you. And he said that if Denmark, tried to hold on to Greenland, heavy economic tariffs. He also argued that the people of Greenland would vote to become part of the United States. Now, what is this really all a bloody bout? Well, I remember, because I'm old and I've been doing this a long time, back in the 1990s, when it was very much part of the alternative media analysis, that the plan was for a North American Union. a fusion of Canada with the United States and Mexico, basically mirroring the European Union, because the more you centralize power, the more power the few have over the many. And the line was in the 1990s that this NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, was the stalking horse for eventually this political economic fusion of those countries. Now, here's another map which came out of the Club of Rome. The Club of Rome was created in 1968 to use concerns about the climate and the environment to justify centralization of power. And of course, they've done it ever since. And human caused global warming is all part of that package, that approach. And they came out with a map of how they wanted to break the world up into regional groups, which of course would be controlled centrally by a world government. And what did they say? They wanted a fusion of the United States, Canada, and, Greenland. And that is the reason all this is going on. Trump may say, I'm anti-globalist. He's absolutely globalist. He's having you on. He's tricked you again if you bought the line. And here's Trump this week talking about wanting to take over Canada. And he was asked if that would involve military force.
So real fast, you said you were considering military force to acquire Panama and Greenland. Are you also considering military force to annex and acquire Canada?
No, economic force. Because Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada. But here's the problem with Canada. So many friends up there. I love the Canadian people. They're great. But we're spending hundreds of billions a year to protect it. We're spending hundreds of billions a year to take care of Canada. We lose in trade deficits. We're losing massive. We don't need their cars. You know, they make 20% of our cars. We don't need that. I'd rather make them in Detroit. We don't need the cars. We don't need their lumber. We have massive fields of lumber. We don't need their lumber. We have to unrestrict them because stupid people put, restrictions on, but I can do that with an executive order. We don't need anything they have. We don't need their dairy products. We have more than they have. We don't need anything. So why are we losing $200 billion a year and more to protect Canada? And I said that to, as I called him, Governor Trudeau. I said, listen, what would happen if we didn't subsidize you, if we didn't, because we give them a lot of money. We help them. As an example, we're buying icebreakers, and Canada wants to join us in the buying of icebreakers. I said, we don't really want to have a partner in the buying of icebreakers. We don't need a partner. But
the U.S. the right to lay claim to us?
No right. Nope. No right. Here's what we have. We have a right not to help them.
So there's Trump now wanting to absorb Canada, also wanting to absorb Greenland. Right in line with the Club of Rome and the North American Union. And I remember when people like Alex Jones railed against the North American Union. They said, oh, this is the globalists. And now they're saying things like, Canadians should have a vote on whether they are going to join America, become another state. Why is Alex Jones suddenly transformed from an anti-globalist to promoting their agenda? Oh, well, it's what Trump wants, you see. We're not the alternative media anymore. We're propagandists for the Trump regime. Oh, and Elon Musk wants it and all that. So we better want it as well. And he posted something, Alex Jones, this week, which said, today is the day that the globalist, Anglo-American, neoliberal New World Order died. It didn't, Alex. Justin Trudeau's resignation is the first domino to fall in a series of massive globalist failures worldwide. Thanks to Elon Musk and X. No, mate. The way they're selling the same agenda has changed so that they can pull in those that previously opposed it, like you. So this is Alex Jones, in my view, just my opinion, talking total crap.
All the king's horses and all the king's men are not going to put their New World Order back together again. It is dead. I said about 2 years ago on air, we've turned the tide against the globalists, and they will be defeated. The question is how fast. And I said it'll be much less violent, and a lot less people will die, and it'll be hard to turn around, but it'll be much better than where we're going if they're in charge, and we're not offering some utopia, but a system based on honesty and truth and pro-human and prosperity and security. And I said, if we're really aggressive and truthful and go after the New World Order and aren't afraid of them, because you better be afraid of letting them be in charge, this is a death cult, then we can mitigate this. And the best way is to just destroy them now by annihilating them with the truth and assassinating them with the information, not physically. And I said, I want you to murder them. I want you to kill them with truth. I want you to murder their identities because it is who they are. I want you to viciously, with a double-edged dagger of truth, plunge it into their heart, their carotid arteries, their liver. I want you to slit their throat. I want you to gouge their eyeballs out, non-violently, with the truth. That's the analogy. No violence, no physical. Informational is 90+% of warfare. We have the truth. We have history on our side. We have God on our side.
With God on our side. How many tyrants throughout history and those that supported them have claimed the right to do their tyranny because God is on our side? It's a funny God, isn't it? Who's on the side of taking other people's land and imposing your will upon them and ignoring their needs because they don't suit you, like Trump, Musk, and what have you. But God's on their side, and we're winning. Now, if you think you're winning, you let your guard down. Oh, we're winning now. Elon's gonna win for us, and Trump, and that's it now. Phew. Whereas at Harris won, people wouldn't be letting their guard down. They'd be going, what they're going to do now. This is why it's been done. One reason why it's been done. So anyway, Trudeau's resignation the rest of it is supposed to be proof that the globalists are collapsing. But what they're doing, can't say it enough, is changing the guard to trick you. So this is the guy that Musk is now praising with a view to becoming the next Prime Minister of Canada and promoting him to replace Trudeau. He's a guy called Pierre Poilievre. And you'll be staggered to know, but I'll let you into a secret. Not that it's really a secret if you listen to his speeches. He's a massive supporter of Israel, which is what the alternative media main core is, what Trump is, what Musk is, and all the gang. And it's Israel right or wrong, according to Poilievre. And just like Trudeau, by the way, because he's different. And this guy says that if Israel struck militarily against Iran and its nuclear locations, that, he said, would be a, quote, gift to humanity.
Yesterday you said that you endorse Israel proactively defending itself by hitting Iran's nuclear sites, which is something that President Joe Biden does not endorse. Do you not feel like this could lead to a likelihood of an all-out conventional war between Iran and Israel? And do you not agree with Joe Biden and his assessment?
I think the idea of allowing a genocidal, theocratic, unstable dictatorship that is desperate to avoid being overthrown by its own people to develop nuclear weapons is about the most dangerous and irresponsible thing that the world could ever allow. And if Israel were to stop that genocidal, theocratic, unstable government from acquiring nuclear weapons, it would be a gift by the Jewish state to humanity.
So actually, the globalists and the New World Order are not being dismantled. They're just taking a different route to the same end. And Alex Jones this is quite encouraging, actually. Alex Jones's slavish eulogization and worship of Musk and Trump is starting to lose him a lot of support because people are looking at it and saying, what happened to the old Alex Jones that used to push back on all this and now you're supporting it? And Alex posted a video this week saying Elon has done more in the fight against the neoliberal global tyranny. It's not neoliberal, it's a tyranny, and it crosses all parties, including those you support, Alex. He's done more in the fight against the neoliberal global tyranny than anyone except Donald Trump in the last 100 years. Elon Musk is a game changer, he said. No mention of the fact, and I'll come to later on in the dot connector, that Musk has been targeting and censoring people who supported Jones and wanted and campaigned to get him back onto X, but have been targeted by Musk in the last week or so because they disagree with him on something, which I'll come to as we go along. So it's become embarrassing as someone who, well, the alternative media didn't exist when I started out. I watched it appear and I watched it grow and I was delighted about it. But now I watch so many of the people who claim to be alternative producing embarrassing, backside-kissing videos like this one.
What the hell? And he's exposing Jeffrey Epstein and the CIA. Hell, last week he put out tweets about the CIA at war with America. God almighty. Jones sold out retweeting that. God, I apologize to all of you. I'm sorry. I sold out. I tried to stop the pedophile rings, the giant Muslim kidnapping rings. I'm sorry. I kissed Elon Musk's ass. We're so close to getting the globalists. I want their throat. I want victory. And now you can see it. And you guys think you're going to harass Elon Musk and push him off of supporting Trump and divide Trump and Elon? You're not. We have already beaten your ass. Oh, let's continue.
The turnaround has been shocking and so blatant that so many people are seeing it. And this is the same Alex Jones who interviewed a guy called Aaron Russo a long, long time ago, who was a film producer, and he was revealing what he was told by a member of the Rockefeller family about what the plan was. And part of that plan was the creation of the North American Union that is being pushed by Trump and Musk and propagandized by Alex Jones. This is the change that's taken place. This is what Russo said many, many years ago.
And the goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks, and they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. You know, central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there, you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union. Right, and they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip, and you have nothing.
Those were the days when the mainstream of the alternative media was truly alternative, unlike what it's become. And you have to go further out now before you hit the people who are really credible and really care about exposing this cabal of evil that's pushing humanity in the direction of total human AI control. Now, one thing I just want to quickly mention is, okay, absorbing Greenland is part of this whole plan, but there are bonuses too. I found this story this week. Natural resources of Greenland. Oh no, you don't say. Where natural resources are located in Greenland. Greenland, the world's largest island, is known for its vast and diverse natural resources, from mineral deposits to oil and gas reserves, renewable energy potential, fisheries, agriculture, aquaculture, and forestry. Greenland is rich in natural resources that have the potential to drive economic growth and development for Trump's America. Greenland is rich in natural resources, including minerals, oil and gas reserves, renewable energy potential, etc., etc. Mineral resources in Greenland include rare earth elements, uranium, iron, ore, and gemstones, making it an attractive destination for mining companies. I'm sure Trump's buying shares as we speak. Greenland has a significant potential for oil and gas reserves, with exploration and extraction activities being carried out in the region. And I saw an absolutely grotesque sight this week in relation to this, to underpin the theme of taking over Greenland. This was the site of Donald Trump Jr., a mate of Russell Brand, apparently, arriving in Greenland in a big Trump plane with people like Trump fanatic Charlie Kirk, who is, again, promoting this whole scam, as I would call it. And the promotion, that's the point of the trip, of the takeover of Greenland. And yes, this is incredibly creative and ingenious. I don't know how they came up with this. To make Greenland great again. And this is Charlie Kirk of the Turning Point USA, the big organizations pushing for Trump to be elected. And he's with Donald Trump Jr. here. And it's kind of confirmation that you don't need high intelligence to influence world events.
Okay, we are here in Greenland with Don Jr.
Everyone wants to be on TikTok.
What do you guys think of America?
Great.
Love America, and you love Trump?
Yes, of course.
The youth of Greenland, Don.
We're hearing a lot of it, guys. We're hearing a lot of it.
And you guys all watch TikTok, right?
Of course. I'll follow you.
Oh, thank you. Live from Greenland.
The arrogance of these people is absolutely extraordinary. That they think that they can just look at a piece of land where people have lived through all the generations and say, we're going to take over that. We're going to have that. Because you're pushing an agenda of a global nature, which you claim to be opposing, and because of the resources that are there to exploit. I've been saying all this time that Trump and Musk have been playing you, those that bought it, and they have. So I'm going to look at other elements of what's been going on, including Musk's censorship on X, etc., and the people involved. And for the rest of the dot connector, go to iconic.com. That's after 7 o'clock today, not Friday as before, but today, Thursday, and you can see the rest of the dot connector.